Good morning, everybody. TGIF. I'm here this morning to talk to you about the overnight oatmeal that I mentioned in my blog the other day. This has a lot of great health benefits, and thanks to my wonderful hairdresser, I have now discovered this, and it's become a morning favorite for both myself and my husband. There are a lot of different recipes with this. If you go on Pinterest, you can find a lot. Pop Sugar has a ton. What I've done is taken a couple that I like, and as usual, I've modified it. So what I want to do is share with you a couple of the ones that I've really enjoyed. These are so easy to make. What I've done last night is I put some rolled oats. You want to make sure that you're using whole oats. I like to use organic. This is my favorite. It's the red mill. You don't want to use the quick oats because they're just a little mushy and they don't really have as much nutritional value. You want to make sure you're getting the most nutritional value out of your meal. What you do is you add about 2/3 of that, and you add, oh, I forgot to bring them with me, but some chia seeds. I put about a tablespoon of chia seeds in here. Hopefully you can see the little black specks. They're delicious and they're full of omega-3s. And with that, you add a cup of almond milk, and you let that sit in your fridge overnight. And what it does is it soaks up, like you can see here, and then it's ready for your toppings in the morning. We are here in the morning, and so I'm going to put my toppings on both my husband's and my oatmeal for you. You just put these in little mason jars. It's very easy. They're a lot of fun. And in the morning, you pop the top. And here we go. Okay, the first one I'm going to do is an applesauce with some thieves, because the thieves will really help. Maybe you're feeling a little under the weather. You just need a little body boost. You need to start to recharge, a little immune boosting. This will really help with that. So what I'm going to do, I just use a normal spoon out of my kitchen. I'm going to take 2 spoonfuls here. Okay. Now when I'm mixing my oils, because they're so concentrated, you want to make sure that you're mixing it into something first. If you leave it just as is, you might get one bite that's totally all oil and it's a little, I made that mistake the first time I used them. So what I do is just put 1, 2, you don't want more than 2 because again, this is very concentrated. Okay, and I put that right on top of my oatmeal, and it's right here. So what I'm going to do now is mix my oatmeal around so I get that all mixed around with it. If it mixes with your oatmeal a little bit, that's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, you're going to be mixing this all together anyways. Okay, you can smell it. It kind of smells like Thanksgiving. It's nice. Also kind of smells like a baked apple fresh out of your oven. Okay, now that we've done that, I want to add our fruit. So what I have for this one, I'm going to be doing some blueberries because I like apple and blueberry together. So I'm going to put, these are already washed. I'm going to put my blueberries in here. And you can put as many as you want, as many or as little as you want. There's no rule against how many you're allowed to put in here. Okay, that looks nice. I just like to kind of fill up my jars eventually when I'm done. And then what I have are some almonds. I use raw almonds because you don't want to use the dry roasted and salted. So it loses a little nutritional value that way. And you don't want to over salt everything. We get plenty of salt in our everyday foods. I keep these in the freezer as well to make sure that they stay fresh. So what I do is take a little handful like that. My hand's a little awkward, but I put those right over the top, and one ran away, as in my little cooking style videos they like to do. The other thing, I'm just gonna go run and grab it really quick, is some maple syrup. I like to put maple syrup over the top of this one. It adds an excellent flavor. It's a good sweetener, and it's 100% maple syrup. So you're not getting any other additives. It is what it is. You don't want to put sugar over the top or anything like that. Using natural sweeteners is always the best way to go. So I'm going to grab that. Okay, so I come back. It's my 100% maple syrup. I've read that actually if something is labeled 100% maple syrup, it has to be. They have very strict guidelines on maple syrup, which is very interesting. You'll see there's a lot of different colors. This one's a dark amber. There's a golden. There's one that's in the middle. I can't remember exactly what it's called. They're delicious this way. If you can get them straight from the source, that's great. But most of us have to deal with store-bought. So I'm going to drizzle a little bit over the top, just like that. It's probably about a tablespoon that I put over the top, and it creates a nice little cascade. As you can see, this one, it almost looks like a dessert. It's delicious. Here's a close-up. So there's one of ours. The next one I'm going to do is a fruit and yogurt parfait style. So here's my second jar. I've got my Greek yogurt. You can use any kind you want. I have a honey vanilla. I just like that flavor. That's my favorite. I'm going to take, again, blah. And if you want a little bit more, I like a little bit more. I love yogurt, so I like a little extra. Okay. What I've got here are my lemon and peppermint. Lemon and peppermint go with fruit really well, so I'm going to use these to put in this. Now, again, you're going to want to be a little careful not to put too much. So the lemon, I'm going to do 2 drops. 1, 2, not anymore. You don't want it to be too strong. And the peppermint, I'm only going to do 1 drop because it's very strong. 1, okay. Again, because we want to make sure that it's mixed around, I'm going to take my spoon in here, mix it around in my yogurt, give it a little sniff. Ooh, that is so delicious smelling. Okay, got that. Lick my spoon, because I can. Make sure I don't have any left on my mouth. And for this one, I'm going to do blackberries and strawberries. I've already cut them up in here. I've washed them, cut them up. They're ready to go. So I'm going to put some in. It doesn't matter. You can put them in one at a time. You can put them both in together. It doesn't matter. I like to do a little bit of layering when I do these. So now I'm going to take my almonds. I just love almonds. Some people use macadamia nuts. Some people use cashews. Some people use pumpkin seeds. I personally like almonds a lot. They have a lot of good nutritional value. So you can put in just as many as you want. And then you add the rest of your fruit. This one might be a little bit overflowing, but that's okay. It's a mason jar and it all kind of smushes down anyway. So, all right. I think that's looking good. Okay, with this one, I like to put honey over the top. I have an orange blossom honey that I got from my local health food store. And again, it's about a tablespoon that I put over the top. Just give it a nice drizzle. It'll get all the way down into there. And again, it's a natural sweetener. Honey's really good for you. Also, if you've been having acid reflux, the honey's really good and it'll coat your throat. If you've been having some nausea and vomiting a little bit, it'll help make your throat feel better. Great, and now we have this one done. It's a beautiful little oatmeal parfait. So we've got our 2 oatmeals. We have our apple thieves, and we have our yogurt with lemon and peppermint. I'm gonna go take one of these to my husband and we're gonna enjoy our breakfast. Thanks for joining me.